Hello, in this video we're going to take a look at when to use sine, cos and tan to find the missing angles this time. So just to recap, in the previous video we looked at sine, cos, tan to find missing sides, and we had triangles where you were only given maybe one of the sides and you were asked to find the other side, one of the other sides. And in this video you'll notice in the triangles we're actually given two sides and we're not asked for the third side. We're actually asked to find the angle, an angle in the triangle. An angle is missing. So that's why the title of this is using sine, cos, tan to find missing angles. Now the good news is it's much like using sine, cos, tan for missing sides, the previous video. The steps are very similar. Let's take a look and see how we'll begin answering this question here if we're asked to find angle A, this angle in here, this green angle. The first thing we do is we label the sides. Just like all the other videos, we start off by labeling the sides of the triangle. Well, what's the first side? We'll call that H, the hypotenuse. And that's the side that's across from the right angle. So here's the right angle. That tells you where the right angle is. Across from the right angle, we're going to call that H. Now, O is opposite the given angle or the angle that you're looking for. Okay, the angle, this is given to us as the angle we're missing. So this is the side, this is the angle we consider to be the given angle. So over here will be our opposite. And then A is the third side that hasn't been labeled yet. So this one down here, this is A. Okay, we've done step one. Now on to step two. We write down SOHCAHTOA. Okay, SOHCAHTOA. Now let's see which one of these we're going to use. Okay, because we have to choose the correct one to use. You should pick the one that contains both of the sides you have. Right, let's get our yellow highlighter out here for a moment and let's find which sides do we actually have in this triangle. Well, we have A, don't we? It's 3. So we have A and we have O. It's 4. So which of these contains A and O and A? Well, it's definitely not that because that has O and H. It's got to contain both of them. It's not that because that has A and H. Here it is, O and A. O and A. This is the one we're going to use. We're going to use tan. Okay, I've chose that. Now what's next? I write down this ratio. Okay, write down this ratio. Tan this time. So I'm going to say the tan of our angle A is equal to O over A. 4 over 3. Okay. Write down this ratio. I just did that. And bring over the sine, cos, or tan, whichever one you're using. Now in our little question we're using tan, so we're going to need to bring that over to the other side to become tan minus 1 or inverse tan. Okay, so A stays where it is and we're going to bring over that tan right there. We're going to bring it over to the other side and it's going to become tan, what we call inverse or tan minus 1. And the 4 over 3 is still there. So that means that the angle is equal to... Now, can you type that into your calculator to get the answer? Let me just show you how to type in tan minus 1. In our calculators, we have the tan button. It's here. Yeah. But in order to get tan minus 1, which is up there, do you see it there? That indicates tan minus 1. You've got to press the shift button first, then this button here. Okay, that'll give us tan minus 1. And then we type in 4 over 3. press the equals and see what you get. And that'll be the answer. Let's try another one. Okay, let's try another one. Let's go on and do part 2 of question 3 on page 566. This is all, by the way, page 566, question 3. The first one that we did was part A, or part I, isn't it? It was part I. They don't have A, B, and C in this one. It's part I. And now this one is part 2. So let's follow the steps. Okay, the steps are right here. Label the sides. Okay, there's my right angle. So over here is H. What else? O is opposite the given angle. So this is our angle we're looking for, the given one that we've been asked to find. So over here we call that O. And then A is the third side. So this side down here is A. Whoopsie daisy. Right, step 1 is done. Write down SOHCAHTOA. Okay, SOHCAHTOA. Yeah. And choose the correct one to use. Now, I should pick the one that contains both of the sides I have. Okay, which sides do I have? I have H, it's 13, and I have A, it's 5. So I need to pick the one that contains H and A. Can you spot it? No. Yes, A and H. Not O and H, not O and A, A and H. So I'm going to use COS. So I write down this ratio. So the COS of A is equal to A over H. Okay. And now bring over the sine, cos, or tan, whichever one you're using. Which one are we using in this case? We're using COS. So bring that over to the other side and change it to inverse COS. So A is equal to, bring it over to the other side and it'll change to inverse COS. Now nothing else will change. That 5 over 13 is still there. Type that into the calculator to get your answer. Now it's time for you to try and do one. Try and do part 3 of question 3 on page 566. Following the steps, so there's the triangle. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. Follow those steps and try and get an answer. And when you've done it, press play and see how you did, and I'll correct it. Okay, I hope you gave it a go because I'm about to correct it. Step 1, label the sides of the triangle. There's my right angle. Okay, so across from the right angle over here is H. Opposite the given angle. Where's my angle here? This is my angle I've been given to find. So over here is O. And then the third side down here is A. Write down SOHCAHTOA. Okay, write down SOHCAHTOA. I like to put little boxes around them. And oh, my battery is disconnected again, and I better plug it in before it cuts out. Okay, what's next? Pick the one that contains both of the sides that I have. Right, which sides do I have? I have H and I have O. So I've got to pick the trigonometric ratio that has O and H in it. Can you see which one it is? Not that one. That has A and H, not that one. Here we go, O and H. So the sine of A is equal to O, whoopsie daisy, that's not O, is equal to O over H, which means A is equal to, bring the sine over to the other side. What does it change into? It changes into inverse sine. Okay, type that into the calculator and see what you get. Okay, remember, press the shift button, then press sin to get sine -1. Okay, we'll look at the answers in a moment. Now, it's on to you now to try and do question 4, A and B. There they are there. You've got to try and find A and B this time. Okay, now I'm going to help you do A, and then you're going to do B and C completely on your own in a moment. So watch closely what I have to do for A. Okay, so let's look at question A first, part A of question 4. And let's just find the angle A first. Let's not worry about the angle B just yet. We have to do things in stages. So let's focus in on the angle A. Okay? Now, if you want to, you can actually just put your finger over B, or you could even just rub B out for the time being, so you don't pay any attention to it. It's easier not to be distracted by it. Let's find A first. Okay, look at our steps. Let's label, always label. This is H, it's across from the right angle. Where's our O going to be? It's going to be over here. O, it's across from the given angle. That's why I rubbed out B. I just pay no attention to it. I don't want to get confused. And then our third side is A, right? Write down the trig ratios. So, Ka, Toa. I like to put a box around them. Pick the one. It's got to be the one that contains both of the sides that I have. Right, what have I got? I've got O, don't I? It's 8, and I've got A. O and A. No. I'm going to use tan. Okay, because that has O and A. So tan of, I'll write that a bit neater. Tan of A is equal to O. What's O? It's 8 over A. What's A? It's 5. So that means A is equal to, remember what we got to do now, we've got to bring this tan over to the other side in here, and it'll change to tan inverse. Okay? 8 over 5. And now I got to type this into my calculator. Okay? You can do it now. I'm going to do it. You can do it first. It works out as 58 degrees. Okay, so now I better keep the same color going with that. That looks like a nice color. I have found A. It's 58 degrees. Now it's going to be really straightforward to find the B, right? The B. Remember I had B up here? I have to find that too. How did I have that colored in? I think I had it in this color, didn't I? I might as well keep it going with that color. Now it's going to be really easy to find B. Okay, so pay attention to this now to find B. I don't need to do any of this to find what B is. Remember that the three angles in a triangle always add up to 180. So this angle plus this angle plus this angle will come to 180. Now I know what this angle is already. It's 90 degrees. And I just found what A was. It's 58 degrees. And when I add A and this angle together, I get 148 degrees. Right. What good is that? Well, when I add B onto that, I should get 180. So in other words, 180 minus the 148 will be B. Okay? What does that give you? 32 degrees. That's what B is. Okay? So that's all the bit you have to do to find B. You don't need to do any SOHCAHTOA for finding B. That's all you have to do. Just get 180 and take away the other two angles from it. Okay? Now you're going to pause the video and try and do B and C on question 4, page 566. Give those two a go. If you want, you can slightly move back to look at the steps. Okay? Look at the steps. But there's the questions there. See if you can do them without the steps. And when you have it all done, press play and see how you get on. Okay? Pause the video. Okay, there are the answers to part B and C of question 4 on page 567. And if you want, you can pause the video and have a look and see how I did it. I labelled like I should. So here's my right angle. So here's my H. There's my A. So this is my side O. Here's my third side A. I wrote down SOHCAHTOA. And I chose the one that contains both the sides I have. So I have H and I have O. So I chose sine. And I worked through it from there to get what A was. And then I was able to find B over here. And I did the exact same thing down here for part C. Now if you want, pause it and go through it yourself. Take it down into your copy if you didn't get it right. See where you went wrong and see if you can figure out how you could do better in the next questions. Okay, I hope that video helped you out with sine, cos, tan, missing